The transformance art, which is what I call Church of the Contradiction, transformance art, is where you experience the hysterical God, right? It's where, if you look at the four discourses, that you're addressed by a divided subject. So in the Church of the Contradiction, you go into the church, you believe that this church is going to give you an undivided absolute, right? And we work with that. That's the subject supposed to know. You enter the Church of the Contradiction without even knowing this. You might not believe in God, doesn't matter, but you kind of believe in wholeness and completeness and oneness, and the liturgy represents it. Now, in the same way in analysis, if you think your analyst is just a person like you, the analysis doesn't really start. The analysis starts when you start to treat your analyst as a symbolic other, standing for your mother, your father, your siblings. And then ultimately when the analyst is a stand-in for the real, right? Which is why, in a sense, they sit behind you sometimes and you look up at the sky, because they are a gaze without a look. They are a presence without any sight, right? So they, in a sense, start to embody an absolute nothingness, a nothingness that is something, right? And then you start dreaming about your analyst and all that, right? So in the Church of the Contradiction, if the liturgy, if you just look at it as, oh, it's just people like me, it's not going to work. But if symbolically you start to do transference, and this becomes a type of embodiment of what the undivided reality is, the answer, the God who lacks the lack, that's the liturgy. You experience that, you project that onto it, but the liturgy does not give you that back. Right? So you resist the temptation to give the analysand what they want, as Lacan said. What does the analysand want? Get my symptom working, get things fixed, get things back to normal, right? The analyst resists the demand to fix me, right? So in the same way, the liturgy rejects the demand of the congregation to give a God who fixes everything. Instead, the liturgy embraces doubt, ambiguity, and complexity within its own structure. So what it gives you back is an hysterical God, right? There is a cosmic hysteria. There is a cosmic anxiety, and that cosmic hysteria is found in the liturgy. And so when you go there and you go, my life isn't working out, I'm struggling, I've got these doubts and these unknowings, the comfort, the salvation is in seeing that those doubts and that unknowing is also in the heart of the absolute itself. That's what frees you. You do that once, it doesn't do anything, but you do this once a week or once a month over a long period of time, it is introjected and it transforms your mode of being, your way of being in the world.